Hey everybody. Thanks to all y'all who came to this morning's Ask Amy Anything. And I decided that out of a commitment to privacy that I wouldn't record that live and instead send you something afterwards. So here we go. Um, One of the most common struggles I hear from all of you is managing children's increased social emotional needs and behavioral needs and feeling like you don't have enough support, right? So in many classrooms I know that you're seeing more children who need help with regulation, communication, coping skills, and we know that this is often related to the stress and trauma, and sometimes less experience with group settings, right? So at the same time, we've got that. And you have, as educators, you have really high standards that you want to meet, either self-imposed or put together from your team, who really want to increase, higher academic expectations, maintaining classroom ratios, documenting everything that you need to document, and communicating with families, which can be really tricky sometimes, right? Sometimes that happens, a lot of times, without a lot of the training that you need, without the time that you need, and without the staffing and support that you need as well, right? So what makes this really especially challenging is that tension between what you know that children need, which is what connection, co-regulation, time, and our patience, and then what systems often demand, right? Compliance, quick fixes, measurable outcomes, right? So this gap often leads to burnout, right? Frustration and a feeling like you're not doing enough or not doing the best that you can be doing, even though what you're doing is incredibly meaningful, right? So let's break it down, right? So the big three are, okay, the big behaviors and with limited support, right? You're navigating more intense social emotional needs without enough training, staffing, or time to respond in the ways that you know are the best way to respond, right? Um, the second one, I believe, would be the demands that are, that are like pulling for us on either sides. We're trying to balance relationships with our co-teachers, with our program leadership, with our families, oh, and with our children, right? We're balancing all the demands of the behaviors that are showing up, often in constellations of behavior that is really bothersome in the classroom, right? There's the documentation that's a demand. Oh, yeah, families are wanting to know, can my child read yet? Or what are they learning? What are they doing? My child says, I didn't do anything today, right? How do you respond to that? Especially with that, what I hear from you is an increased demand for that. Yeah. So it could seem like an impossible juggling act. Am I right? Okay. So the third one is your emotional burnout, right? The gap between what you know you want to give to children and what systems really expect, can sometimes leave you feeling overwhelmed or depleted or undervalued or just in general, ugh, right? Okay, so let's turn our eyes to hope, right? So here are some three ideas that I'm thinking about, that might be helpful if you're feeling something like I described. Okay, so number one, prioritize connection before correction. So if you've taken a class from me, you've probably heard me talk about the importance of connecting with children at neutral times, right? If you haven't, email me. I've got a short bit that I recorded on KATU's Afternoon Live. It's super short, to the point, and you can get a sense of that, right? But the importance of that is really, I can't stress that enough, right? So if we could shift from feeling like we have to manage the behavior and do the preliminary, uh, what's the word? Investment of building those relationships, teaching co-regulation, being regulated ourselves, acting as a role model for our children on what regulation looks like, and rehearsal and practice of how to regulate. Let's give it a try. Let's take a deep breath. Let's let's get some water. Let's move our bodies, right? All the things that we know how to do, right? And sometimes we can forget that easily, right? Okay, so um, in and in still thinking about the connection before correction, we all know that predictable routines are super helpful. um, and feeling seen can be so powerful for children, for all of us, really. And when we let children know that we see them and we're glad about it, we'll reduce those behaviors that we consider unwelcome or bothersome. We can just reduce those at the root, right? Okay, so the second little bit is to consider what matters most. Simplify and focus on what matters most. So, not everything can be your top priority. You may want it to be, but y'all, I'm telling you, it can't. It can't. So, here's what you can do: anchor your day in a few non negotiables, right? Safety, is that a non negotiable for you? Probably so. Next, connection, is that a non negotiable for you? I would recommend. And engagement, that's another non negotiable that you can consider. And think about, what are your non negotiables? It probably will be different depending on the classroom community that you have, right? Um, let your non negotiables guide your decisions instead of trying to do everything at once, right? Okay, so the third little bit: ask for support and build small systems. So, whether it's teaming with your co teacher, setting really clear classroom expectations, advocating with your leadership. Sustainable practice comes from shared responsibility, right? Not doing it all alone. Brene Brown talks about the idea of a square squad. So, who are your people that you surround yourself with that are in the arena, as Brene calls it, who knows the work, who has done the work, who believes that the work that we do is important and valuable. They know you, they respect you, and they're going to tell you like it is, right? Who are your square squad people that you could reach out to for support, for ideas, for hope, and for joy, right? So cultivate that square squad, y'all, if you haven't yet, right? Okay, so some final thoughts. You hear this all the time, and sometimes, and I hear it too, and sometimes it can come across as disingenuous or, oh, you're amazing, and they don't really mean it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Well, I'm here to tell you that the work that you do truly matters, often in all the moments that people never see, right? The way that you respond to a child in their hardest moments is going to shape how they see themselves in the future. And that, I don't take that lightly in my work, and I'm sure that you don't either, right? We don't have to be perfect to be powerful, right? Small, intentional, consistent acts of care and connection are really more than enough. They are everything. So stay rooted in what you started. The impact that you have is real, even on the days that it feels invisible. All right. So hang in there. Know that I have deep respect for you and the work that you do. I love you from Portland, Oregon. And until the next time we have an Ask Amy Anything, feel free to reach out to me. I've got new classes that I'll be putting on the calendar today. And I will be sending those out. If you're seeing this, you're on my email list, and I'll send you, you'll see the dates and topics that are coming up. Feel free to, send a request if there's something that you want to see, or a class that you want to bring to your team, or an on-demand topic that you want me to create. I am here to serve. So let me know. Oh, okay. I'm going to go get some water. I hear my voice. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I just need to rest. All right. Hang in there. Take care. Bye.